Us sports moms have something to say.
Yes, we do.
We'll have a chance to interview across the board, from athletes to the parents to the coaches to even the trainers.
And we're not afraid to share our journey. We're not afraid to tell other moms what we went through in order to raise up a student athlete. So I believe that it's inspirational.
We able to tell our story, the good and the bad.
We can give back positive information.
Absolutely.
You know, we can empower them.
Yes, I think it's time for the mothers to be a voice.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
It's time for us to let you know what's going on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Shannon, at Can We Talk Sports. I am here with my host,
Karen. This is Karen. What's up, baby? You haven't worked with me yet, but
Karen, did you hit a high pitch?
She did. Oh, hey, this is Karen at Can We Talk Sports? Okay.
Okay, and so we have a new co-host that is joining us. Welcome, Miss Stacy. What's up, Miss Stacy?
What's up? Thanks for having me tonight, ladies. I'm so excited to join this awesome show.
Okay. So now on our intro, we got to work with the intro. So I'm gonna do it again. Ready? Okay.
Right.
Now, since we got Stacy, and so now she knows. All right. What's up, everybody? This is your girl Shannon at Can We Talk Sports. I'm here with my host.
What's up, everybody? This is Karen at Can We Talk Sports? You haven't been working with me.
And what's up, everybody? This is your new co-host, Stacey Harris. Welcome.
Okay. We getting there. I know everybody's like, y'all is funny.
I just
Working
don't know
with
how far to take it out. I should just say my name. What's up, everybody? This is Karen.
There you go. You got it.
There you go. There you go. You got it. All right, Miss Harris. Tell us a little bit about, let everybody know a little bit about who you are and everything. So.
Okay. Well, my name is Stacey Harris. I am a former college football mom. That's why I'm so excited about joining tonight, this sports show, and also was a college basketball player, 5'3". Well, you know, like I said, 5'5", but I'm 5'3" and a little bit of change from, University of Michigan. All you Ohio State people probably watching, I'm sorry, but from Columbus, Ohio. I'm my only child. I have 4 children, and I'm an author and a speaker, and I love the Lord, and former NFL wife, and I've just kind of been doing some new things, looking into I have my own It's Girl Academy right now for young girls, creating girl bosses and girls empowering girls. So looking into doing some new things now that college football is over for me, and hopefully my son, he's a free agent right now. I'm trying to see where he's going to go. So life is good right now.
I can relate to the free agent. Now you said Columbus, Ohio?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So I was a trader and went to University of Michigan.
Okay. I have family in Youngstown, Ohio. So we say what's up to Ohio.
Yeah, what's up? Yes.
Youngstown, Ohio.
Not too far from Columbus.
Yeah, I go there every summer when I was little, before my grandmother passed, and all my cousins are there. So yeah. So okay, Ohio. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Karen, what you got going on?
I cut my hair. I shaved the sides. Y'all see?
Oh, I like that. That's a new look right there, honey.
It was too hot. I was just red, and I was just like, this gotta go, because I want to start working out. And so I'm just like, if I can just have some hair on top, I'll be fine. So
yeah.
Okay, you cut from the sides. All right. So listen, the guys launched their show last Wednesday. That was hilarious. Okay, because Karen was actually my producer from behind the scenes, so she was working the camera. And I tell you what, them guys had me on the floor. The 1% launched last Wednesday, and I mean, you should have seen us running around here trying to get everything together, the mics together. Sit down, y'all. Come on, stop playing. Oh, it was hilarious. They were nervous, the jitters in the beginning, but we got through the show. So
Y'all did a
looking
good
forward
job.
good
Now,
looking
how are
forward
we
to
able
the
to see
second
the
show
show, Shannon?
on the 1% on Facebook. So
Okay.
it was actually on Can We Talk Sports. She launched it off
Okay.
of there as well. Yeah. So if
Okay.
you go back and watch it, it's funny. They had the little jitters. And so Coach English watched the show.
Oh,
So
did
Coach English was like, listen, I need y'all to stop all that clapping and doing all this and doing all. Oh, man, I was cracking up. But yeah. So
they
hopefully
was
this next
being
show.
themselves, man. It was
Oh,
cute.
man. Stacey, you should have seen it. It was hilarious.
I gotta check it out. That's a great concept because you are right. In this game, and that it's 1%, you know,
It's
and
1%.
the NFL we know is not for long. So as much as they can do now to build their brand and have fun, have fun doing it. That's a great concept.
And actually, they're all free agents.
Really? So okay, so you can relate. I need to talk to you about this whole free agency thing.
They're all
Because,
free.
honey,
So that's why
is.
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It really is. So
It's a number.
we will find out a home hopefully within the next couple of weeks. And then coronavirus didn't help, you know. So, you go into this and you don't know what to expect. Draft day, you think one thing and that doesn't happen. And you gotta learn to adjust. It's not for the weak at heart at all.
It sure
Yeah.
isn't. And it's,
Yeah.
it's a numbers game. So these three guys, they work together, they train together, and they've been fighting, trying to get where they need to go. So it's just like they're free agents too. So it's like, let's do a show and let's let everybody know the truth about it. It's not a truth of against the NFL. It's to help other players understand what it really takes.
Mm-hmm.
It's to help them understand, look, everybody don't make the 1%. Let's be real. So what else are you going to do? And we had the heart to heart. It's like COVID came. Here's the reality. They did take the ones that signed from the draft and the older guy, the guys that's been there longer. You guys are over here. So what are you going to do?
Right.
We had those conversations. So it was like, what, we started a fitness program during the summer. They trained some young guys during the summer. And then we launched the show because it was like, I've got to have a plan B.
That's right.
Have a plan B.
That's right.
And
because, football is just stepping. That's just a platform to build everything else. You know what I mean? That's what I tell my son. It's like, that is not your end. That's your platform to do everything else you really want to do. So I love that. That is really good. That is a really good show for guys coming in.
That's a good concept to take, that it's their platform. And if they look at it like that versus it being their life and, I can't do nothing without it. I think that would help with the adjustment in life, as they go through it.
Yeah, you gotta have those reality conversations with them,
Right.
And so sitting here on the show, us doing the show was like, look, you said you want to, eventually go to the ESPN and, you want to be able to do things like that. Well, here's your platform. Here's your practice.
That's right. Building your own reel, honey. We know all about that.
Build it yourself. Do it yourself. And that's what we've been doing. But oh my gosh. And they live here with me.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah,
so
we have
never a dull moment in your house.
Girl. So yeah. And daughter plays basketball. Everybody in this house plays sport.
What position does your daughter play?
Point guard.
Okay,
so she dropped 3 threes this weekend. Yes, I put my hands up because I had to show y'all.
Okay.
She got it from me. She got it from me.
She got it from her mama.
But,
okay.
Yeah, she dropped 3 threes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Karen always say that because look, I'll be playing against her and I'll be like, okay, hold on, my hip hurt. I gotta go sit down in 5 minutes. I don't play like I used to. So Karen be laughing at me. But yeah, I'm proud of her. She dropped 3 threes this weekend.
Good. That is good. How tall is your daughter?
5'7".
Okay. Good. Yeah. They're a lot taller than when I was there because I was, I used to be on campus and they thought I was the ball girl. Until they come to the game, like, dang girl, you the point guard, 5'3". So I had to be fast, honey. I had to be fast on the court. You couldn't catch me. I had to learn how to dribble and break some press because I wasn't blocking no shots.
Yeah,
what I mean? So you got to find your position and be in it to win it.
These girls are tough.
Yes, they are. They are. Yeah,
and they're tall. There's some girls that are tall. I'm like,
there's some 6 feet point guards nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Aren't they
Yes,
tough?
ma'am.
They're some tough cookies.
They some tough cookies nowadays.
And
You
I
know,
know we were tough back in our day, right? But
right?
these girls now,
It's a whole nother level.
I ain't even gonna play you.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Yeah, we
ain't
came
even
in
gonna
at a
try.
good time.
Yeah. Ain't even
Matter
gonna
of
play.
fact, I don't even. I might play a game out with them now, but no one-on-one. It's like, come on, Miss Stacy, you still got it? No, I do not. I'm gonna
No.
play some fours or some
Right.
out. Or we're gonna shoot some free throws. We're
Right.
not doing one-on-one. Know your limits. You know what I'm saying? And I know mine.
Exactly. Know your limit. What?
Know
Not
your
even.
limits.
She said
Not even.
horse. Go play some horse. Yeah,
We're gonna play some
horse.
horse. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
So
yes.
she plays for McKinney North. I'm super excited. Yeah. She's a junior
That's my
this year.
nephew. Hey,
She
nephew.
needs to come to DeSoto. She needs to come to DeSoto.
Listen, Garland was trying to get her, but she's staying at McKinney North. She's a junior. So yeah, pretty.
Oh,
She's
wow,
tough.
good.
She's a tough cookie. So she's the only girl in the house with all these guys,
Well,
right?
she
So
gotta be. She gotta hold her own then, right?
yeah, she's a tough cookie. Yeah. So
Good.
but all right. So listen, we have a great
Yes.
show today. We
Yes.
have former women's NBA. What's her name again? I'm so sorry.
Simone Edwards is in the house.
Simone Edwards, y'all. I'm sorry, I don't have my
The
notes. in front of me.
Jamaican, they call her the Jamaican Hurricane.
And listen, we gonna shimmy when we come back, right? Because she drop a three and then she do a little shimmy.
Okay, so
That's
we
a
gotta
bad
get the little
girl.
thing down.
Right,
She
we
got
gotta
to
get that
teach
shimmy.
us how to do it. She got to teach me how to do it.
Right. We're gonna be on TikTok tomorrow doing the
No,
Simone Edwards.
I can't. I can't do TikTok, y'all.
I can't either.
I can't even. I'll leave that to them. I'm gonna leave that right there. So we'll be right back after this with Miss Simone.
All right.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
Simone Edwards, OD. Making people smile is what Simone Edwards has done on and off the basketball court her entire life. Born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, the 6'4" former center is the first Jamaican player to be signed with the WNBA. Frequently referred to as the Jamaican Hurricane, Edwards is famous in the WNBA for her fan favorite Shimmy Shake and her record as one of the top rebounders in the world. She gained international recognition as a basketball star in Italy, Hungary, Israel, and Spain, leading teams to championships including the Israeli Cup. In 2000, she was signed with the Seattle Storm's inaugural team, ultimately becoming a WNBA champion in 2004. Edwards announced her retirement after a 6-year career with the Seattle Storm in 2006, retiring as the longest tenured member on the original Storm roster. Post-retirement, Edwards was selected to represent her home country as the team captain on the Jamaican Basketball Women's League team. In 2017, the Jamaican government bestowed the country's highest honor, the Order of Distinction Award, for her outstanding contribution to Jamaican women national basketball. Edwards is a highly sought-after motivational speaker who shares her incredible personal stories of success, failure, and determination. As the co-founder of Diverse Writers Room, she recently released a memoir of adversity, perseverance, and triumph with her book entitled Unstoppable. Mentor, WNBA legend, author, and captain of industry, Miss Simone Edwards, OD.
Welcome, Simone.
What's happening?
How are you?
I am good. I'm excited.
Okay, we're excited because we got a lot of questions for you.
Yes.
All right, so before we go forward, we need you to show us the shimmy shake. Drop that three and show us the shimmy shake. How you do it?
It's usually under three. Well, now okay. Right, come on, man. You got to catch me like at 2 p.m. or something. Now it's like 10. I'm 85 years old. There you go, Dad. There you go.
got it.
Karen got it. She got it. Yes.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. So tell us, basically, let's start from the beginning. Just tell us about your journey.
Okay. So I grew up in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. Poor, very poor. My mom grew up with my mom and three brothers, and it was just one of those things that we're in a community that has a lot of violence, and so I love my community. I'm not even gonna lie. Despite the violence, it was just so beautiful. The hills, you have all the fruit trees, and everybody just everyone. It was warm. Even though you're poor, you never really get hungry. If you go by your neighbor, they feed you. If you're hungry, you pick a mango off the tree and stuff like that. So despite growing up in poverty and all of that, I was a happy child. But I knew I needed to get out at some point, so I could help my mom. So I started doing track. I was a runner. I wanted to be a sprinter so I could get a scholarship and represent Jamaica and be famous, but that didn't happen. So one day, going into my senior year in high school, I tell the story so many times, going to my senior year in high school, I ran into these two coaches, and they were like, "You're fast, you're tall, you're athletic. Why don't you study basketball for a year and we give you a scholarship to come to the US?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, I seriously didn't know what basketball. I didn't know the game at all. But I heard scholarships, so I was like, okay, I'll learn the game. It can't be that hard, since they believe I could learn it in a year and get a scholarship. So I started training with the local coach that was there. The foreign coach was he's the late Gary Hudson from Oklahoma University. He was a coach then when he came down. And so I was supposed to go to Oklahoma University after I learned for a year, but then he decided, because I'm still learning, I would go to Seminole, Oklahoma instead, the junior college in Seminole, Oklahoma. So I just started training every day. I had to either take the bus to home or to the training facility. I have one bus fare. So I would walk for 2 miles home, for 2 hours home, or walk for over an hour to the stadium. But I would run to the stadium and take the bus home because I know I'd be tired. So most of the time, I flip-flop, depends on, how I was feeling. So I could learn. I didn't have any basketball shoes because I was poor. So I was out there in the hot sun, my barefoot on the concrete. There was outside courts. But it was tough, but I knew I needed to get out. So I had to learn the game. And, you're about, what then, 6'2" and lanky. So, I was just again, it's outside in the hot sun and you just wanted to quit because there were times when people were there like teasing, she's awkward and whatever. And, you want to quit, but then again, you're like, this is a blessing. Who comes and offer a scholarship to someone who don't know a game, and then you're going to give it up after you pray for it for so long that you need that escape out of poverty. So I just continue working hard every time I go out there, and till, it was time to get a scholarship to go to Seminole, Oklahoma. And there I was in Seminole. Now you're coming from Jamaica now with all the fruit trees and, every other house is like somebody have a shop in their yard. You can buy a quart of bread. I mean, they literally cut a quart of the bread and put butter in between it. And you can get a banana off your tree in the backyard and you won't be hungry. I went to Seminole, Oklahoma, girl, and there was no fruit trees. There was barely anybody looking like me. I was in cowboy and Indian country.
Wait, listen. You don't have to tell me about Oklahoma because that's where I moved from to Texas. So I was in Sacramento, California. So coming from California to Oklahoma 19 years ago, I was like, what's this? This is a desert. Like,
right.
Yes, it's so different. I'm walking around. I tell you, I'm walking around because I was hungry, looking for a mango tree or an apple tree. Girl, I walk for like 2 miles. I'm walking around. All I see is these goddamn dry bushes. I couldn't even find a little shop that I could get a piece of bread or something or a snack. I was like, they're killing me. I didn't see anything. The people were nice. I mean, they were nice, but there was nothing. There was the dorm and the school across, and there was nothing. The biggest store was Walmart, and that felt like 2 hours away. I remember one of my teammates took me to Walmart, and she had to call me over the microphone. I have them paging me, but I was just lost in Walmart. I was just staring at the bicycle, like, I need one of those. They had to page me out of Walmart, man. I was just so excited. I'm like looking around like Walmart.
Like, what do you want?
I just want a bicycle. You know, at 16 or 17, you know, most kids up here would want a car. I'm looking at the bicycle like, man, damn, if I could just afford that bicycle, I can ride and look for more mango trees.
That's right.
Maybe I'm missing some up the road.
I'm finding a mango tree in Oklahoma. Good luck with
You
that.
can't find a tree that have a fruit as far as I could see. You couldn't see. So, I just spent a lot of time in the gym that first year. I'm just learning the game still. It's my first, after the year just learning, but now it's competing against these girls that have played for years. And so here I am, and I'm like, okay, I need to catch up. So I was in the gym. I asked my coach to work with me, Coach Brad Walk. He's such a great guy. I asked my Japanese sister right next door. I befriended a Japanese sister who was my dorm mate next door. She was there rebounding. And then I asked American Indian, Jamie. I found me an American Indian man. Man, let me tell you something. In Jamaica, I had we had a one station, TV station, say black and white. So every Saturday they show the Martinique Cowboys and Indians. Every Saturday. That's all I know about Indians, okay? And she looked exactly like the Indians. I'm just staring at her one time. That's a feature I've never seen. But I expect more people on horses and stuff like that.
Right.
It's so different, and they were there helping me. They were rebounding. After that first year, I was All-American. I don't know, and that's why I tell people, that's why I tell the kids, I said, don't tell me that this one is there because they've been playing many years. It's the time I put in. It's a skill sport. So if you work on the skills, guess what's going to happen, And so I just keep learning. And I just remember my coach calling me in the office, and he was like, Simone, you're second team All-American. And I'm like, Coach, I'm all Jamaican. Coach, I'm all Jamaican. Coach, didn't you tell him I was all Jamaican? I can't show my mother this. They got to tell me I'm selling that. I can't take this home. Girl, I had no idea what it was. All I know is that they had it wrong.
Coach, no, I'm all Jamaican. I can't tell my mama this. Oh,
I can't. I didn't know what that was. He started laughing. He explained it to me, and then he was like second. I'm like second. I have to get first. So the next year I was first. Kodak. I was just going after because I knew the reason I was here is to be successful, so I can go home and make a difference. And so my focus was on just, if that's second, then I need to get first. And so I have to spend more time in the gym. So I was just in there. I mean, what else was there to do? I couldn't do anything. I mean, I was just focused. It doesn't even matter if there were clubs or anything else. That's how I was. I just knew I came up here to be successful, and I had to go home to make that change. So I just did from there.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's that
part of the journey
right there. The
determination. Simone, you and I have a lot. You and I have a lot in common, Simone. Okay, so let me tell you. So you're a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yes.
November 13th. I'm a Scorpio.
Yes. Hey.
Okay, and you went to Iowa. Did you play? You played at University of Iowa.
University of Iowa. Yes.
Okay, so that was one of my favorite schools. I wanted to play for Vivian Stringer, but I ended up going
that's why I went.
Yes, so we both played in the Big Ten. And the big one is you're 6'4", but I'm 5'4". So we close.
We close.
But honey, we would have been besties because the point guard in the center, honey.
You know it.
We would have been best friends.
Oh yeah, just set it up. I always tell my guards, send it rim high, because I used to love jumping above the rim. I was just I just fly. I always tell them rim high, nobody else will touch it. Just my teammate. If you send it low, nobody else. I said just send it to the rim. I would just sometimes. I remember in Israel I was playing one of the young lady came to interview me, and she said, "Is it because you eat so much chicken that's why you could fly? Do you know how you go?" She said, "Because you eat so much chicken," because I always talk too much. That's why you can fly so high. Do you know how high you are? I have no idea until they show me the film. I'm above the rim. I just I just go, but it's just that journey to Iowa. Coach Stringer was the reason. Again, I thought Oklahoma was cold, girl. I don't know. He ended up in Michigan. You know better. I didn't know better. You knew better.
Yes,
I didn't know that. Not even my deep freeze in Jamaica was that cold.
Oh, she said her deep freeze.
Listen, I put on like 50 pairs of clothes and walk out there, and that sucker just creep through you. Man, I tell you, I was just up in that dorm talking to no.
Right.
No.
I ain't going to class today. Then you gotta walk to class.
Hey, you know the worst part was when I was in Oklahoma and I was walking across the street and I felt something hit me in the head. And I was like, what's this? And then 2 more, and it was this ice falling from the sky. Somebody talking about hail. I said, ice falling from the darn sky? That ain't normal. Man, I ran back to the dorm and started praying. Dear Lord, I know you're coming. I thought you were coming with fire. That's not coming with ice.
Oh my God!
God tricked us on that one,
man. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on a minute. She said she went back to the door and started praying.
Man, I thought it was coming. What ice falling from the sky? What the heck is that?
They didn't warn you.
They didn't warn me.
They didn't warn you about Iowa.
Oh my gosh, they didn't warn me about that. That kind of cold is just not. Wow. I mean, I'm afraid to go to Iowa in the summer. That's all. It always affected me. Right, that it made me cold. That's
a different kind of cold. That is a different kind of cold. So you were a top rebounder in the world. Did you focus on that? Was that your focus on, like you said, you did a lot of practice. Was that like, I'm going to be one of the best rebounders in the world? Because that takes skill.
Yeah, I really just figured whatever the role that in Israel, every country I went to, I wanted to be the top rebounder at that time, and so when I was in Israel, it's just one of those things that you realize that, okay, you still remember things going so fast for me. I just started learning the game by Seminole. I went to Iowa 2 years back to back. I had ACL injuries. So when the WNBA started, I wasn't drafted. ABA started, I had back-to-back ACL. I was like, this cannot be, I'm on a scholarship, So by the time my senior year in Iowa, the draft, I wasn't drafted, and now I have no money. I started my master's in sports psychology, and when I go back, and she said my scholarship is out, I'll have to have like $25,000. Girl, I had like $25. I was on, can you add some zeros to this and help me out here? I mean, there's zeros, man. So I just went to that tryout in New York, and because I wanted to make a team, I could not go back home because I wasn't finished. I wasn't ready. So I said, I have to try out. So I put on my knee brace. I went to that tryout in New York and was one to pick up, all of these tryouts have over 300 girls, at the start of Dublin. They have these tryouts. So they pick up like 2 of us, and I was one of them. Again, that's just, I just decided when I go there, they're going to see that I just want to show that I can jump and how fast I was, because I was a sprinter all my life. So at 6'4", I could run the court. I was just fast, and then I can jump above the rim. And so the skill part, nice turnaround because I work on it. So I know I wasn't even focused on that. I just said, I have to show them stuff that make them to impress them so that, they can pick me up. And with blessings, I was picked up as a developmental player, for the team. Awesome. And then went to Israel after. So it was that journey. It's always like I'm running into a wall, when something happened and it's like, oh my gosh, and most kids want to quit because sometimes they just feel like, your present circumstance does not dictate your future. Okay, it will pass in a second or two. Something your life can change. Yes, and so that's what I always believe, because I just said I have to be. So I made a decision that I am going to, because not just for me, for the other baby Simones that are home that want to see it, because I didn't have a role model. I didn't have in my community. There was so much violence and everything. I wanted them to see that. Someone they can believe in. I wanted to be that model for them. They can look back and say, oh, she did it, so that was all. I just wanted to be that. And it was just, it just was just a blessing that I could get through all these, roadblocks. But I think it's just hard work. It's not just luck. They say
that is true.
luck is really all the hard work you put in over time that you can't see. So I was just working really hard towards that.
So let's go back to your injury, your first injury, because athletes, when they get injured mentally, they tend to shift. It's that they start second guessing, do I really want to play? Some of them go through depression. You had 2 surgeries, right? Is that what you said too?
Yeah,
so
back to back.
So take us a little bit. Let's talk about the mental part on that, because again, we deal with a lot of athletes who they get injured and they never go back, or they just kind of give up. But you became more determined.
Right.
And you know what? I just think most of that, I don't know. The difference was when I was in college and I listened to some of my teammates and stuff, their life was so much more different than mine. They had, they're coming from a background, of playing, but that support, and they have different things going on. For me, I'm coming from a life of poverty. I'm coming from, and for me, I'm here by myself in Iowa. There's no family in the immediate surrounding or anything. I knew that I had to, my focus was that I had to, no matter what comes at me. But my mom taught me that anyway. My mom was a single mom, but she did like 5 different things, to make sure we're okay and all of that. But it was one of those things she always said, don't quit when things get hard, and so I just put it in my head. I don't. So whenever, even now with my work ethic, if I'm just beast mode every time. So when things that I'm like, okay, so that's, so what? All right, I'm just keep going. It won't stop me, and so that's why with the first injury, I was down because I was like, oh my gosh, I was just about to start playing. And I worked so hard during the preseason, and then pop in a training, I turn and boom, my ACL, and they say I couldn't play the whole year. And you feel that guilt. You're like, man, I let go stringer down. I let my teammate down. I was so excited. But what am I going to do? If I give up, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I was just so thankful that I still have a scholarship another time to build it up. So I just start working even harder to build my knee up. The second time that should have crushed me, because after I worked so hard and I came back, my own knee rejected my own tendon, and that only happened 1 in every 10,000. That's the doctor told me it only happened 1 in every 10,000. I said, darn it. Back to back, I'm close to my end of my season. Nobody's gonna see. I said, this cannot be happening. And still, I said, okay, they still have a league. They just started a league. I'm gonna work hard. I'm just gonna work hard and try to come back. I did it before. There was no time I said I'm gonna quit. Or I guess I felt bad and I felt hurt and I felt guilty because I wasn't down there to help my teammates and all of that. But I just decided that I'm not going to quit. This is just not where I'm supposed to be. There's an end, but it's not here.
That's right. That's good.
And so I just keep going. It's in here. If you set a goal or you're determined that you're going to, do a certain thing, those things cannot stop you. You just only dead could, to tell you the truth. Nothing was going to stop me, from getting to where I need to be.
That's good. That's good.
So you so you didn't go to the draft.
No.
You went to walk on.
I walk on, honey.
So tell us how that journey went.
I walked on.
Because, you know what? Because again,
and I wasn't walking out. I walked in and I wasn't walking out.
Again, it just seemed like it doesn't get any better. Listen, whenever I go into a ferry or a boat, I get seasick really bad. I don't do ferries and boats usually, okay? So, and people be like, oh, you don't swim, you're from the island. I said, do I look like a fish? It said island. I'm on the land. I don't see any fish walking around on the land. We're going to tell me I look like a fish. I did not swim. So anyway, I had to take a ferry to the training, to the tryout, that 2-day tryout. And my goodness, from the time I stepped on the ferry until I got there, I was sick. I was in the back. I was just so sick before that tryout. I got there and I started drinking some water. I felt so weak. And I don't know, God gave me some strength, honey. I don't know. Once basketball bounced on you, could never tell that I was sick the whole time. Girl, I got that Jamaican energy. I was just out there just dumping.
You got that shimmy going.
As a matter of fact, I felt felt lighter.
Come
I
from,
felt
Mom.
lighter. So whatever it was, I felt lighter. My boy,
Wow.
I don't know what energy I was running on and jumping on. I just know when I got back home, I just crashed. It was sick on the way back on that ferry. I just crashed. I don't know
What
where
a
that energy
great
come
story.
from, but I just went in. I said, you're not going to stop me. I had 2 ACLs. I got here, you know, my mind, they made up that money for me to get here. I cannot let down. I had some water in my thing and a sandwich. I'm going to make it. I'm just going to give. I came too far, you know.
That's right.
But man, that was, oh gosh, I'll
Advancing
never
through
forget that.
adversity. I love it.
Right.
I
So what I
love it.
like about that is you basically you had faith in that need. Like your need did not fail you. You were
No.
determined. I know
I
there's a
embrace
faith
it.
in God, but it was a faith of you. That need was like, you're not gonna fail me. We got to do this.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I
there
put
was
the
an
work in.
energy. Right. There was
It's
an
like if you
energy, there
study
was
for
a
something.
determination, right, in you that says, no, I'm going in, I'm not coming out, not making it.
There
But
you go.
you have a lot of, even during this COVID time, you have a lot of athletes who gave up. Like they mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they gave up.
But
Especially
why?
those, because it was that point of, especially free agents, right? The free agents one that didn't get signed, they didn't go to the draft, barely made the 1%. And here's their opportunity. And now COVID came and it's like everything just stopped.
Right.
So the drive and the determination to keep training, because they didn't know when it was going to come back. They didn't know what was going to happen. And especially with the XFL, because my son played in the XFL. So when they stopped the XFL, mentally, he was just like, Mom, that was my door back to the NFL.
Right. Right.
That was my door back. But I kept saying, don't give up. Keep training.
Can't give up.
Keep
Right.
pushing.
Just a
And he
little delay.
did.
Right.
And then The Rock, everybody say yes, but the XFL.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but it was just that process, like you said, it was that time period of everything was coming at them. Age, right? You got to look at the age, look at the situation. You know, you got to look at, you know, I don't have that many numbers on the board. All of that was trying to play a factor. But the determination, and he would get up, he trained just like, you know, he gonna go to the NFL tomorrow. He kept training.
That's right.
So when The Rock bought the XFL and his agent called, brother was running around the house skipping.
Right. He had some joy.
See,
Matter
that's
of
good
fact,
that he
you
went to
know,
the training.
You know, Shannon, what she said, what Simone said, and what you said, her mom, right? She had a mom that she saw work hard. You, as his mom, pushed him and said, this is what we're not going to do, right?
Right.
So, you know, to have that person in the house that you can see that's pushing you and guiding you, you know, that's one of, you know, the same thing, my son's in the same thing, that whole free agency thing. But I said, what we're not going to do is we're not going to give up.
There you go.
We're not going to
give up.
Because if you keep going, you're going somewhere.
Right.
True.
Go
that's
somewhere.
true. But look at it,
Right?
if he had given up, you know, and said he stopped training because of that, and then they called everything stopped up. Now you're out of shape, or that's why I say you never know who's watching. Because even back when I remember in Jamaica, when the coach first time the Seminole coach came to see me play, it was for the national team. I'm the baby on the team. Well, I was the best rebounder as far as I was, but the coach didn't play me at all. And I'm like, this guy come to see me. This is my opportunity, and he didn't see me play at all, you know. And I was just so devastated. He's not going to want me now, you know. But you know what he said? I remember that when my Hall of Fame, when I was inducted in the Hall of Fame, and he was saying, he said he saw me in my warm up, and from just seeing me in my warm up, how hard I went, and how I was going up on the rim. That's why they said you never stop, because everything I do, I go hard. Okay, because I start from the warm up. You know, and I think I always have this, you practice how you play. So I always go hard. It's just something I push in me, right? And so in the warm-up, I was just going hard, jumping above the rim, sprinting. And that's what he saw, because he didn't see the game. And he was so impressed from that it was just all it took. You know, so I was telling him, not because things is on delay, don't stop what you're doing.
That's right. That's right.
You don't stop. That's why with things I'm like, yeah, like now, you know, if there's anything, I said, let me work on whatever I need to work on to get better. So when things open back up, I'm good to go. That's how I see it. I don't, you know, you never know. I just don't stop working. So it's the same for all these players, and a lot of them that get down in themselves or say this is not, they're just thinking about now.
That's
this
right.
present time, and they have to take that out. You can't just think about now, just keep going, and you never know what doors may. You cannot predict that. That's something you can never tell, because you don't know what coach is watching or who have you in the back of their mind. If this one get injured, or if this one to you know what, that kid. And when they call and you're supposed to be ready.
When you in your coaching, it said something about mental preparation to optimize performance, because we're talking about, the mental aspect of it.
Right.
How do you train as a coach? What did you instill in your players? Because you told us all your determination. Is there anything in particular? Because I know for me, when I played basketball, I did a lot of meditation, right? And then for my free throws, I was always, it was practice. Like you said, practice. So that was my thing. It's free. I ain't gonna miss no free throw. Right. So I was a 92% free throw shooter at
And you work for that. It's not free.
You know what
you made that move. They found you. You work for that. It's
you got that right. So how do you, as a coach, how do you mentally? What is the mental aspect of it that you teach your players?
My background in sports psychology helps a lot, and just from my own workout. But let me tell you what happened when I took on the Jamaican national team. The first time I've been player coach kind of thing, but the first time I was actually just a head coach without playing, is the first time I won a championship for Jamaica.
Wow.
Okay. I took a team. We didn't have any support for the girls. I'm telling the women, we were the best. We break record, but we didn't have hardly any support. Okay. So I have this team. Half of the team have never played together. We only had a week to practice. I have to work with this going into a championship. Okay. Where all these other teams been maybe practicing for months. So I'm here in Jamaica. I was on the TV saying, hey, listen, we wouldn't even have the fear to go to the championship yet. Okay. We didn't even raise that. So I'm on the TV and I'm like, listen, this is crazy. I mean, we're representing the country. We need the support. I mean, we can't even. And then Usain Bolt decided to pay the ticket, right?
Wow.
To go, right. So he decided to pay.
Right,
his foundation decided to pay for us to fly to the championship. So I have these ladies, and I have them in front of me, and I'm like, listen. First of all, I come up with a little chant before. Like, no girl, no better than way. So I have to build them up, because I know some of them not talented. I know the talent I have, and I know we only had a week. So I know I have to make them feel bigger than they are, because that's the big part of it. How you feel up here, okay? So I have to create that. So we have this no girl, no but, because you go with your leader. And since I said I'm not afraid of nobody, y'all can't be afraid of nobody either. Y'all follow the goddamn leader. And if you're afraid, you better not show that in your face. Just like I believe, if my legs are what you don't see it on my face, I'm going to be out there with my 85-year-old knee still playing, and you won't know that it's all the arthritis is going on. But anyway, I have them there, and I was like, listen, we've come this far. This is what's happening right now. And I'm boosting them. I think those girls out there, they all think they are going to beat y'all, but you're from Jamaica. But look how much it would go through. And I was just talking in Jamaican and just boosting their heads up. Like, we cannot go back without nothing, because you see, all those people didn't believe in us. We have to make them believe this is our time now. All the hard work y'all put in, you just feel this is for us. Okay, it's not for nobody else. We have to take this championship. Now, to tell you the truth, the truth is that I believe in my players and everything, but I also know you need practice and time to get it for the chemistry and all of that. But believe me, I always tell people, when you let each individual feel confident that they can do beyond what each one, that's how I feel. In every one of my players, I know each one, and I build each one. There's no one that, this is the favorite. No, each of my players got to know that they're valuable to the team, and they're important to the team. And I'm not going to say because this one is more talented, I'm going to spend. No, you all bring something. Okay, you have a different level, and you all bring, and y'all are important in it. There are days when I have to ride the bench sometime. There are days I'm playing 40 minutes a game. And either way, whatever role I have to play at the time, I'm playing it to the back. I would be out there cheerleading as I'm on the side for my teammate as much as I want to play. But because this is about the team, it's not about me. And so that's the thing I give them. So when we did that, we were down by 12, and I called them in the same thing. I had one of my best players, she had 4 fouls, she had, only 1 to go, and it was like 15 minutes. And I sat her down, and I'm like, listen, Not that I'm not gonna kick your butt if you get another foul. I mean, after I threaten her a few days and stuff, but you need to go out and do it. She didn't get one more foul. We came back down from and we won that championship. My first championship as a coach with 1 week of training with the girls, because I made them feel like I have to make them feel that inside them that they can do things that they don't think they could do. You understand? And just with anyone, you have to beyond, because if you just think about only the thing that you can in your comfort zone, you will never be successful to get to here. Because you're focused just on what you have to take them outside of that. You have to let them see bigger and say, okay, come on now, get out of here. You are better than this. You are my best defender. Girl make like 20 fouls a day, but no, today you're my best goddamn defender.
Wow, I love it.
And so they go out and they were like, hey, and we chanting and we dancing. Everybody said the chant. It was just crazy. And we won. We won that championship. We won that championship. And it was just, so that's how I get to them. I get to them because I coach the player, each individual, and it's important to me to know each player and to know their weakness and their strength, and to let them know they're important. You're a part of the team, and you're an important part of this team. I don't care if you only play 2 minutes or 1 minute or you play 40 minutes, you're an important part of this team. You bring this and whatever you bring. Yeah, I just do it that way and just keep it like that.
That's good.
I don't know. She made me feel like I can go do something.
Do your thing, girl.
I got to get back in the gym with that basketball bat and be like, what?
You gonna go on that court tomorrow like
she power. Hey, wait a minute, I got she power.
Girl, you better just take your leave, girl. Take your leave. Take your leave.
Right, I am. I'm gonna take about 4 of them before I go.
Take your leave.
Right.
If somebody shows you they believe in you, you're gonna work for it.
Man.
Oh yes.
You believe in yourself.
It goes a long way.
It goes a long way. So let me ask you about Mom. I know Mom is she was grinning ear to ear. You go from Jamaica to Oklahoma to being one of the greatest to now your country giving you basically like the highest honor. I know Mom was grinning ear to ear.
Oh yeah, and my mom, she don't get like excited. She does that smile, but she'll tell everybody else. But with me, she just do. She's not one of those that, crazy excited. If I know her, but my mom. This is the kind of mother I have. If I'm here and I said, Mom, even now in my career, I said, Mom, I'm gonna, I need to make some extra money. I'm gonna go clean some houses and pick up some trash. And she's gonna like, yeah, whatever you gotta do, baby. It's God will bless you. If you don't get 2 today, and it's a little, you don't make $2, but you got to thank God for that $2. She's not gonna say, Simone, you come to all of this. No, you should be doing this. She never ever that, Mom. Whatever it is I can do. If I said, Mom, she just bless you and said, okay, go do what you need to do as long as it's right. And a lot of parents do that to their kids. Like they expect you to, tell them, oh, you got to do, you're better than that. In terms of like, if it's something they wanted, this thing is what they want, their passion. I don't think you should move them away from their passion, and say you shouldn't do that. Because a lot of time that's what kills them later, because they just want to please you, but then inside they're growing some resentment. But all you can do is just introduce them to stuff and just push them in whatever they're doing and support them, as long as it's not something to kill them or whatever. But I'm just saying that with her, my mom just was always from I was running. And my mom, I've never seen her track me. I've never seen me competed in track. And I was running from I was 4. My dad showed up at every race. I didn't live with my dad, but he could show up. And my mom was so busy working that she never get to see me. Yes, the first time she saw me play was my senior year in high school, in college. Yeah, she was just doing what she had to do. I barely saw, my dad would show up. So, but the thing is, there's just the things she say, she just always tell you there's no excuses in terms. She just said, Simone, it's tough now, but that's how life is. You can't give up when it's tough, or she just give you those. And so that's what's instilled in me, and so it goes a long way. So I tell people, they always say, Jamaican, I've like 10 jobs. I said, I would do 10 jobs if I have to. I would do the 10, but at least you're not going to say I'm lazy.
Right, I know. That's
So
right.
did your mom
That's
come to
right.
any of the games?
Yeah, my mom finally saw me, in Iowa. She saw me, finally saw me play when
Woo!
I was in
You went to
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yes. And she saw, and once I started playing in Israel and everything, I bring her over. She come see me in Israel. She came to see me in Italy. And then after Hungary, she's like, nah, them long
Right.
trips, I'm good.
Right.
But yeah, she finally got, and and that just for my mom, it's just for her, it's just as long as I'm healthy and I'm living a good life and taking care of myself. She's not one that, oh, you have to be that or what. She just wants you to be a good person and just be able to take care of yourself and do all of that. And that's what I pride myself in, being a good person. I said it's so important. As a matter, it's more peaceful. Okay,
Right.
it just bring peace.
You
I don't
sleep-
have like
you sleep
drama.
good at night. That's
There
right.
you go. I don't have anything
right.
called jealousy. I guess it's my ego. Why would I be jealous of you? I mean, I just don't
Well,
see
honey,
it. And I
you done
believe
had all these awards and stuff. You got all the awards. You can't be jealous of nobody because you done got it all, honey.
I don't have time to focus on others.
got
You know, when
That's
people
right.
look at people, I see
That's
an
right.
example. If I see her somewhere I want to be, I'm going to use you as an example. Oh,
Yeah.
she's right. Okay, I need to get there. Let me see.
That's
Okay, I
right.
got to work out, but I'm not going to try to pull you down, especially as another black woman. I'm
Come on.
supposed to
That's
help
right.
you shift your crown on your head and fix it for you. And today,
Wow.
you're doing well.
That's good.
That's
I'm
right.
not supposed to pull you down or not help
Right.
you or just be. I just don't believe that. I believe in karma, and so I believe that I'm supposed to. If I can help you in any way, I help you. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you go up here. If you don't want to look back, it's all right. But I'm going to do it because I want to.
That's
And
good.
so that's just how I build, and I just think it's a blessing. Because I just live this clear, clean life in terms of just, again, I don't want no fuss or no drama or no, if somebody said my word is my bond, and I'm not going to lie because I'm too old to be remembering those. When you lie, you have to have good memories. I'm just saying, you got to have some good memories to lie.
That's right. Because you got to remember what you said.
I'm telling you,
Right.
and I'm too old for that. I'm 85. I don't have time for that.
Wait a minute.
So you,
I'm
Listen,
85.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying you 85.
All that,
girl, I'm 85. My knees are 85, so I'm 85.
She said
How
my
did
knees
you
are
know when it was?
85.
How did you know when it was time? Playing as Shannon, with the football players and being married to a professional football player, and you see it's hard to go away from the game, but they don't realize with women too. You've been so used to being a number. I was Stacey McCall, number 10. So my first year adjustment, that first year I was like, ain't nobody calling my name.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And trying to figure out what am I gonna do. So then
Oh
I
my
got
gosh,
into
there you go.
competition. So I had I'm a competitive person. So everything I'm my challenge. I like to compete. How did you know for you when it was time to walk away from the game?
Honey, I had to warm up before the warm up. Okay. That's when I knew my butt was out there warming up before the warm up.
Right.
I was, my knees just was that was it. I just felt like, I love playing at a certain level. Okay, and so when you just feel it, when you just said, oh my gosh, when I warm up, I literally have to warm up before they start warming up. And then when you sit on the bench and go, and you're like, this is just not me. And as much, but you want to hold on to it, like you said, because you love it. I love it's so exciting. You love that whole thing. And the other part about it, like you said, is the walking away, because here you are now. This is all I've been my life. I came from that's just basketball. And now, what am I supposed to do? When you go for a job, guess what they're telling you? You don't have any experience.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so its next thing is coaching. I didn't want to coach in college. I really did. The rules, and because there are these rules, and because I mentor kids, and I started my foundation in Jamaica to help kids in poverty. And so while I was playing, my mom while I was playing, I didn't need a car or anything. So my salary was going to pay for schools, send them to school, buy school books. When I walked home one time, I remember this guy he said, Simone, thank you so much. I know you don't know me, but you send my kids to school. I was just sending money to my sister to just get kids who are not going to school and send them to school.
Wow.
Because I didn't need it. I was just traveling with 2 suitcases, and so now I'm finished, and I'm like, what is there? I don't fit in. There's not a lot of opportunity. It's not like they have a door said, hey, we're gonna have from the WNBA or this, and you're not the big franchise player. So it's not one of those things, where there are people out there just throwing opportunities at you, and you're like, your life just like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm used to running up on the court or cheering on the crowd or shimmy, and now I'm like, here, like, what's next? And that's the hardest part, I think, for most athletes when you come from there. Except there are certain ones that, they have been franchising into their opportunities are like this. They get and different things. But the ones like myself and others, sometimes we're just fade away. Like go out there and do what you got to do to, and so that was the most difficult for 3 years. That was so difficult. I didn't know what to do. I had my foundation, but I didn't know what to do. So that was really hard.
That transition can be tough. It can, definitely.
Yeah. And without the right support, it makes it even more challenging.
True.
Like you said, there's not, in the women's NBA, it wasn't this is your next step. There was no leaving. It's like, you're retired. Right. Thanks for your services. It's like military. You know what I mean?
There's no retirement fund.
You retire from the military. Thanks for your services. Okay, see you later. And then that's it. So you get out of the military and you're like, okay, so what do I do now? Because that's it. So it's like sports. You retire. All right, thanks for your services. Because I remember they were even talking to Dwayne Wade about retirement, and just mentally that moment after retiring, it's like, wait, what do I do?
What do I do?
That's the question they ask. Well, what do I do with myself?
With that money, I would even ask. I'm just I mean, if I had that money when I retired, I wouldn't even be having this time. I would tell you a whole different story. I said, girl, I was traveling. Girl, I was. I'm not even gonna lie to you with that kind of money. I'm not even.
Me too. I would have had a whole list.
But you would
I'll create everything I want to do with that kind of money, honey. Right. I'll create everything I want to be a part of with that kind of money.
But you know what's so funny? You would think that, right? You would think that you're like, okay, I got a lot of money, I can go travel. But reality is, the question goes, who am I? I'm no longer an athlete.
Right.
So athletes become so regimented. You're so used to the same regimen.
That's
you got
true.
a playbook. You have to be on the field or on the court at the same time. So, even at my age, Shannon, it's like now I'm involved in a challenge working out because I'm about to turn 50 in November. And so I need a challenge because, like you said, that's what pushes me. That's what drives me.
Right.
You get used to doing that for so long.
You get used to doing it. And again, like with the athletes, they don't even know who they are because you're so used to being the athlete.
You lose it.
Your
That's
name
so true,
being
though.
called.
That's
your
so
numbers
true.
being called. Okay, so then when you retire and you wake up, you're like, oh man, I ain't got nobody yelling my name. You know what I'm saying? So then they're facing that mirror moment going, who am I?
Right.
What else can I do? Because all I know is dribbling or catching a ball or tennis or swimming or whatever sport you play. And when it's done, you're like, so what do you wake up in the morning like, who am I?
Yeah.
For some though, but for some, like when I was playing overseas, there are people that didn't go over. They went into some kind, they either go to college or they start doing some different jobs here locally. So a lot of ones didn't go overseas. For us who play all year round, we were the ones who were like, oh my God, who am I now? But for a lot of the other ones, they went straight into something because they were doing it throughout the year. They didn't go overseas. So after they play, they stay here or they start a business or they do other things. So they have their business and stuff. For the ones who play all year round, like myself, that's just basketball all year round.
Right.
From overseas to the Dublin, overseas to when that's gone, you're like, oh my gosh.
Right.
There's nothing. You have nothing. There's nothing. You finished school way back when.
Open.
Girl, I was gonna be girl, I was gonna go for my crystal ball and start be like, what's the name? Welcome in, let me tell you your future. I got me Miss Cleo, y'all. I was about to pull out my thing.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna pull out Miss Cleo, y'all. Come and tell you.
And you know what? You probably would have been one of the best future telling.
Probably so.
Because
You would have worked at it.
You would have worked at it.
I would have worked at it too. I would tell you everything. I make you believe it too.
Yes,
Girl,
honey.
your
They be
crystal
like, I got to
ball.
call Simone. She told me
Yeah,
I was
man.
tomorrow was going to be my day. And they like, and you know,
Yes.
and anything that happens,
Hey,
she told me I was
because
gonna
think
be able to
about
do
it. If I tell you you're going to have a great day, whatever I put all the positive in your head, guess what? You're going to look for all the positive things out there, right? That's
right.
why we are what we think. Okay,
Right.
I'm just saying that if you feed yourself with positive, like, things are going to be great. Everything you look around, every little thing that happens, you say, oh my God, this is going to be great. But if you keep telling your thing all these negative, you're going to see all negative. Okay, and so I'm going to tell you all the good things, Sonny. I'm going to feed you with all the positive things.
Right.
You're going to see
They're
it.
going to get it.
Every positive
They're going to look
thing.
for it.
You're going to look in the mirror and say, oh, I'll tell you everything, honey. You're going to just walk out there.
Simone, you know what
They're going to hear Rocky in the background. They're going to be like,
I know, right? They're gonna be right. They're gonna be shimmying like what?
Simone, you know what I loved about you? I felt the compassion for your community.
Yes.
It's so strong, and I can relate to it. I love my community here in DeSoto, and I believe in building where you sit. And so I think that was something that just continued to drive you to want to go back to make a difference with those kids. So I was reading that you wrote a book called Unstoppable. Tell us a little bit about that.
So that's my journey, because I wanted these young kids, especially kids living in poverty, to see that, again, your present circumstances not dictate your future. That, not because you're poor or you're living in poverty, that doesn't mean you can't be great at something, because a lot of times they get stuck when you have a conversation with a poor, like, but I can't do that. But I'm not going, my parents can't afford, and so I start telling them my story. So I just figure if a young girl read my story, she'd probably be inspired to do something great. And so that's what I want. I want to inspire, a young girl or a woman. I just want to inspire somebody to feel like they can, despite, where they are now in their life, that things can change. So that's what my Unstoppable is about.
And how can people get the book? Let me put it up.
It's on Amazon. It's definitely on Amazon. And my website's SimoneForChildren.com, .org, SimoneForChildren.org. That's my passion. That's the love of my life right there in what I do with the kids. And so, but that's the link is there. But yeah, they can get it on Amazon for sure.
That's good. Good.
Tell me your website again.
Simone. So it's Simone, my name, the number 4, children.org. SimoneForChildren.org.
Okay. So what do you have going on now?
So last year I opened my homework center, and I was so, in my community for the kids. Thank you. And, I was just so excited because now the kids in the community have a place to go to get help with their homework. How hard it is, even a parent, to get help. So now they're just running over there, coming from school with their books because there's somebody there to help them with their homework. And so I feed them also, give them snacks, because a lot of kids, you don't know what meal they're going to have after, but they just look forward to it. So that's what the homework center, and I have a mentorship program also on every other Sunday for boys and girls that come in. I've started this movement called Girls on Top. It's GIRLS UNTAPPED on top, to say like that they, can be whatever they want to be. And
I love that.
So I started that movement, and I'm getting all these other celebrities, women from Jamaica to be a part of it. And I'm going to connect with Generation Wow, Donna Orinder to get that whole big mentorship thing in Jamaica too for these young girls, because it's just, I want to, like I said, I want to change a lot of these young ladies' lives, and in a positive way. And so that's my way of giving back. And so those are the things that I have going on now. And I'm also now over the whole national junior program in Jamaica, youth program.
Wow.
They didn't have one. And so I just create, so I have to just fundraise for that and everything. But I need to get these kids in. And it's not about just basketball. Let me tell you, so I have sports psychologists on board. I have life coaches. I want these kids to be prepared after basketball, just not just for scholarship or whatever, but I want to fix here. I want to make sure I'm giving them every tools they can get to be successful at the game or whatever they do. I just want to build them. So I'm using basketball, but I'm pouring all this self-esteem, building all this thing into them. If there's something going on in their life, I wanted to fix it. I want to give them every opportunity to be successful.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go to Jamaica. I'm ready to go.
Girl, you gotta come on now.
I'm ready to go to
Hey, here we go, ladies. Yes, honey. We going.
So if somebody wanted to be involved and support, how could they support and be involved in what you're
Simone
doing?
for my SimoneForChildren.org, that's where I get donation, because my academy that I'm telling you about in terms of that is, I have the sports part, the basketball part will be through the academy, and then the other part is for the kids, again, all these kids living in poverty that I'm trying to help. So that's where they just go to the .org and check it out and donate, and it would be really appreciated, because I'm trying to get this other building next to it to create a recreation center. There's a whole space that I'm trying to get, and that would be a recreation center with games and stuff. These kids have nothing like that. There's no kids have YMCA and all this thing up here. They have nothing like. I want to create that. I'm looking at the space. I already see it. I want to put the table tennis. I want them to walk in and they see all these games, and they have somewhere to go in the summer, because they just walk the street in the summer or at home. I don't know what's going on at home. There's a lot of abuse at home. If I can keep them in a safe space where they're all together, I can know that they're doing games. They have the homework center for the schoolwork, and then they can play some game. I even send them a projector so they can have movie on Saturday and a popcorn machine. Girl, I'm trying to create my own little thing, my little thing down there for the kids.
Wow.
I'm doing it because there's not the opportunity up here.
Your journey is pretty powerful. It is, because what you went through taught you, it helped you, it matured you, and it repositioned you actually for greatness.
It did.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, it does, but it's what you wanted as a child.
All for a reason.
Alignment before the assignment. So your mom was just she was that powerful stepping stool, right? It's like she taught you how to step and climb the ladder.
Yes.
Mentally first. It wasn't a physical teaching, it was a mental teaching.
Oh, that's so important. That's why
that mental teaching actually turned into a physical teaching. Right. So you were so strong mentally from the inside. It's funny because that's what we talked about today, because there's a tree in my yard and the branch just fell off out of nowhere. So my husband was cutting up the branch and worms fell out. Right. And I was like, I didn't even know worms could get inside. But anyway, so what I saw out of that is this: the worms was eating the tree from the inside. So if you look at it on the outside, it looks fine. But on the inside, it was the worms were taking it apart. But that's why it's so important to build your strength from the inside.
Yes.
Yes. So you could be all American. You could be, the man, the woman. But if your inside is being ate up through fear, disappointment, failures, then it's gonna
release it, honey. It's going to. You got to release those. I always tell people, you just release it. Laughter is so important to you. Telling yourself each day as you get in front, as you wake up and go in front of the mirror, I'm powerful, man. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna do this. You feed yourself with it. I don't even care. I tell people, I don't care what nobody says. I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. The strong. I'm the richest. Even if I have $2 in my pocket, you can't tell me I'm rich. I'm and every day, if I only have a piece of bread and butter and some lemonade drinking in there, I'm so happy and thankful. This thing tastes so good. I don't care if it tastes like a lobster meal to me. Wow. I'm just so when you start appreciating the little things in life, think that we own things that are only going great when their big things appear. We get a lot of money or a big job. But when you get up and your eyes are open, the first thing in the morning, you see that you're awake. Oh my God, that's the biggest gift of all. I'm up, I'm awake, I'm alive. And then the little thing, I have food to eat, or I have a shoe that I can wear. I had one pair of shoes growing up and I had to take that sucker, my foot bottom was picking up all kind of things on the way, bottles, thorns. I mean, I pick up so many goddamn things in that bottom of my feet. I don't know.
I love her energy. Oh my God.
You take it.
So
You know, so
that
you
is
just no.
that energy, that determination got you to
Yes.
something. I mean, it's just amazing. It's your
I just had,
accomplishments are amazing.
I
It
just
just
had the
makes
same
me want
thing.
to help. I
It
just like
does.
it's
Yeah,
exciting. Like I want to be a part of what you're doing.
that's
Right,
right.
right. And like you said, starting with young girls, you confirmed for me. I just had a
Come
8-week
on. I need the more the
honey.
merrier. I
Yes,
need
honey, you did. Yes, and so I had, it's called It Girls Academy. And what I did was I used other girl bosses to help create the vision of what's possible for these girls from age 10 to 15. And so I talked to them, like you said, about affirmations every day. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am worthy. And so we talked about affirmations. We talked about meditation and visualization. And in those 8 weeks, girls started making lip glosses and bracelets and wanting
there
to get
you go.
acting. You know, that's what it's about. Is like you said, what we've gone through and our journey, the connections we have is for the next person. You know, that's where our joy comes
That's what
from.
it
So
is.
I love what you're doing. I'm doing that same. That's a Scorpio, honey. I told you we had stuff in common,
That's
girl.
right. It's funny because you guys are doing women, the young
Scorpio,
girls,
baby.
and I actually have the young men because I feel like you have to teach them how to be a king. I know men come along, but from as a mother with men, it's like this is how you're supposed to treat a woman. This is how you're supposed to act. This is how you're supposed to think. And my husband, I love him. I mean, he comes right along and he's teaching them how to be strong men. He's teaching them how to understand the importance of being well-rounded. Because you have athletes that are not well-rounded. They
Right.
can't fix nothing. If a pipe
They
breaks,
can't change your oil,
they
change
can't change the
That's
oil.
so
And it's like we tell our son, if you get married and you know, and your wife goes, baby, the pipe is messed up. What you gonna do? You just gonna call a
that's
plumber?
so
You gonna go in
important.
there and be able to fix it, right? So my husband's teaching them, listen, this is how you fix this. This is how you change the oil. This is how you fix a fence. You have to be well-rounded, even cooking, right? So for me, having a house full of young men, this is what we're teaching them. So when you're teaching the young women, I'm over here teaching the young men, so
So
you
we're
can.
gonna be ready.
We're gonna
They're
be
gonna be
ready.
ready. That's good.
Gonna
They're
be
gonna be
That's
ready.
it.
ready.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
got to teach
talking
them to
about
be
like
leaders.
my son just started cooking and this whole free agency and
That's so
Corona, he started cooking because
important.
I was, you know, I did all the cooking and, you know, he was used to that. But now he said, Mom, I'm making salmon, I'm doing this and that. Like you said, and it makes him feel better that he doesn't have to depend on a female to do that. So you're right.
That's
That's so important for young men
That's
to know how to
important.
turn,
Yeah.
you know, change some oil and you know, a
Fix a
fireplace,
fence. Do
all that stuff.
right because look, COVID changed everybody's life.
It did.
It did not just affect one person; it affected the whole industry.
Everybody. Yeah.
Because I have a nephew who's an actor, and he's like, "I'm unemployed,"
Yeah.
and you would never thought you hear that. But he's like, "If we can't make movies, I'm unemployed." But my nephew knows how to cook. He knows how to fix things. He's well-rounded. My brother-in-law taught him very well, and my sister. So it was like, okay, well, I can go do this. I can go write another book. I can fix the fence. I can. So he wasn't just sitting there going, "What do I do with my life?"
Right. Now he
Like
got
a lot of
YouTube.
it
He can
was.
start a whole show on YouTube. You know what I mean?
So he's been doing a lot. So anyway, this has really been a good show, Simone.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought a lot of energy.
Yes.
I mean, reality. I listen. I'm about to shimmy. What?
Right, me too. I'm about to get my shimmy down. And when I go to Jamaica, I'm going to Kingston. I'm looking Simone up because
I know that's right.
I know. Right. I mean, you empowered us. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that determination that I'm not going to give up.
Yes.
I have the thing is, she realized I have a country on my back.
That's right.
I have my
It was
mom.
bigger than her. Yeah.
It was bigger than her.
Yeah.
It's like it was even bigger than her mom.
Right. Right.
She's like, I have to make a way for young women. I have to open the door for my community because no one's coming over here and opening a door for us. So the alignment of meeting the coach was for the assignment.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. That's true. Isn't that good how won't he do it? Right,
Won't he
you
do
know,
it?
being at the right place at the right time. That's why you gotta like you gotta be ready. Like she said,
Gotta be ready.
you gotta have that positive energy and
Yeah.
every day look for what God has. What he, because you never know who you might open up your mouth and talk to. I tell my girls, open up your mouth, introduce yourself, meet someone, because
That's
something
right.
that you've been wanting, that you've been praying about, could be received right from the person that's right in front of you.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. So I think we lost Simone. Are you still there?
Yeah,
I think
I
she might
think
have froze.
I think she might have froze. Well, listen, this was a good show. Share it. Go back and watch it. A lot of energy. She
yeah,
said so much in there. I'm actually going to have my kids watch it, believe it or not, because it was a lot. It was very
right.
empowering. So we will be back we'll be back Tuesday? No,
Thursday.
Thursday. Next Thursday,
Okay.
because we're taking the Tuesday break.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be shimmy. I'm gonna be practicing my shimmy while
I'm
when I
gonna
get back.
practice. Garrett, practice your shimmy. So when we
I
come
got
back,
you. I
we're
got
gonna
you.
we're gonna do the Simone shimmy, right?
Right.
Yes. It's
All
been
right.
fun, ladies. Thanks for having me. I've had a great time tonight.
Oh, thank you for joining us, and you'll be back
Yes.
with us. We're super excited about that. So,
Yes.
all right, everybody, this is your girl Shannon at Can We Talk Sports. I am here with my host
Karen.
and
Brian popped in.
yeah, that was
Hey,
our producer
Brian.
in the back, Brian.
Where did Brian go?
I don't
thought
know.
Brian
Brian
was
pops
here.
out, but yeah,
He
y'all,
popped
that's our
in out.
producer,
Okay.
Brian.
Right.
Okay. And so, and our other host.
Stacy.
All right, we will be back next Thursday. You guys have a great
Yes.
evening. Good
Thanks for
night.
joining. Good night.
Right.